Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our specialty class today. One of the questions I was asked not that long ago was, could I share some ideas with this stamp set, The Greatest Adventure? It's a beautiful stamp set, but it's just a train and some words. So how do we mix and match that with our other products? So this week I'm going to go through a few of these things, but I'm going to start off with sharing with you some of our beautiful designer series paper. That's it's the Splendid Autumn designer series paper. It's 6x6 and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to give everyone a couple of minutes to come on and say hello. Hi Tanya, how are you? It's good to see you on. I was just saying we're using this stamp set today. So we'll see what we come up with. We're going to do a mix and match with the stamp set and some designer series paper and see what we can create with that. Hi Susan. Oh, we're doing this one today. You're going to be really, really pleased. So keep asking the questions. It's really, really good for people to ask, especially if they've got not sure what to do, and mixing and matching sometimes is harder for some people than others. So I like to mix stamp sets with designer series paper, but I also like to mix stamp sets with other stamp sets. And you can also mix them with embossing folders and lots of other things, but you need to sort of just think outside the square a little bit. So we are going to get started because we don't want to run over time today because we've got a little bit of work here to do. So I'm going to start off with sharing, sharing our beautiful designer series paper. Now this paper is 6x6 and it's the Splendid Autumn 6x6 and it's absolutely beautiful. Now you're probably wondering why I'm sharing this particular paper. It's double-sided. But how do you think this would go creating with our train? And I think it will go splendidly. Okay, so the papers are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, some papers you would have to use for something completely different, but there's some here that you could go, oh yes, I could see that happening. And it also depends how you cut your paper. Okay, so that's a trick too on checking out where to cut your paper. I absolutely love this paper and it's just gorgeous. This one's absolutely really nighttime time, I reckon. Big trees, absolutely gorgeous. And then the white flowers and the green backing. Now, also the other thing, absolutely gorgeous. How gorgeous is this paper? Now, the other thing you've got to look at is, let me just grab a piece out of here. The other thing you've got to look at is keeping your scraps for this because it's plain on the back and you can always come in with a sentiment matching up your paper pretty well with the same colours. Okay, so like with the blues and things like that. So keep your little scraps because the words are quite thin in here. So you could actually put them on one of these little scraps that you've got. Okay, so this piece of paper here, I was looking earlier and I cut one just so you can get a bit of an idea of what we would go for if you cut this paper. So you could cut this paper this way. So you can trim it off and trim it off, but keep these bits because you can use them for other cards. You can use this one for the ute as well, even if you cut it off. So there's lots you can do with this. okay? So let's go with this one to start off with, and we're going to grab our train out and we're going to grab a piece of cardstock, and I'm sure I've got some cardstock sitting over here somewhere. And I'm going to just use Memento Black for this. So I'm going to come on and really come in and come over my stamp and just pat it around, make sure you get no specific lines through it. Okay, and then we're going to stamp that down just on our normal Whisper White card. So I like to hold it for a few minutes when it's a big stamp because I want the image to come out really, really fantastic. So you can leave this on a card if you wanted to, and you could make a picture for that, so which we'll probably do through the week. But today I'm going to do a little bit of fussy cutting with the train, and I'm going to fussy cut around it. And I'm just going to come straight up for the moment because I want that bit off. I don't want it getting dirty and I don't want it bending. So I'm just going to remove it straight away. And then I can sort of come in and cut around where I think I really want this to be. Okay, so fussy cutting, there's no dye for this, but fussy cutting can be quite relaxing at times. I know some people think it's quite frustrating, but this one is not really hard to cut out. Okay, so when you're coming through into here, you can also cut. I'm just going to trim this off because I really don't like lots of paper hanging around. When you're coming in around here, you can cut through here and come right in and take out that white bit. Okay, so you can come right in here and take out this white bit because you don't want that in there. Okay, you want that removed. And then you can sort of come back and remove this bit here. And you can sort of come in here and just sort of, you know, remove what you can. Then you can come around. Now you can leave some white around this if you wanted, the smoke area, because that's okay. So you can leave some white around on that. Now there's lots of different dyes that I've been looking at today as well that would go really well with these. I'm not doing them today. I'll do another one tomorrow for you and share a little bit of how you can get some different ideas. Now I'm just going to cut that little bit out of here. I don't really want that little bit in this at the moment. Okay, so now I've got my train cut out. Now the nice thing about this is you can put this just on a plain black card if you want to. So I've cut my cardstock at 29 centimetres. I've scored it at 14.5 by 10.5 here. And you're just going to grab your bone folder. And I've got my bone folder just sitting in under here. And I'm just going to score that edge down nice and flat. Now on the inside, I'm going to just do a mat. So I'm just going to cut this one, and this one is cut at 10 by 14. And I'm just going to stick that in first. Now you can use some of those edges also on the inside of your card if you want to, which is really, really lovely. So we can do that also, and you can also use them on the back of your envelopes. So always be mindful not to just throw them in the drawer. Have a look to see what you can actually do to highlight your card up. Okay, so we're going to come down, and this one I'm just doing very plain for you. I'm just coming in and I'm just going to put this one straight on here. I'm not going to mat it with anything. So I'm going to make a couple of, cut some trains already out to save a little bit of time. But I wanted to just share that first one with you. Okay, now we're going to put some dimensions behind this. So we grab our dimensions out. You just don't need a lot, you just need to put them in appropriate spots. Okay, so we're going to do one on this side and one over here. You could put two there, but I'm just putting one and one in the center there. I'm just going to take these off. Now, depending whether you want to give this to someone who's going on a great adventure or whether it's a congratulations, or you know someone who's a train driver. It just depends what you want to do. You could do it as a birthday. So now we're going to bring this in down on this section here. Okay, and look how awesome that looks with the train on there. Very simple, but the paper does so much for you, you don't even have to do backgrounding. Okay, so that's a really simple one. So I've cut out another one here on black. And this time I went with, so this has gone like from this to this. Okay, so you can sort of see what I've actually done. Okay, but the next one I'm going to go, I'm going to find the bit of paper that I'm using. I'm going to use this paper, and you sort of look at this and you think, oh my God, how am I going to use this on my card? So what I've actually done this time is I have cut this over on this side here. Okay, so I have cut this piece in here, but I've kept this because you can use this side, which is this blue side, for another card. Okay. So this time we're going to actually mat it. Now you can use embossing folders like I said, so you could run this through an embossing folder. I'm not going to today, I'm keeping it simple for you, but I love the mix and match with this train stamp set with the autumn papers here. Well, okay, so our normal card, 14.5. and scored it by 21, scored at 10.5, and then our mat is 14 by 10. And then this piece here is 12.5 by 8.5. Okay, so that's going to go on here. Now you can raise this up if you want to, okay, and you can also add some ribbon on this one as well. So we've got this silver ribbon, which is my go-to ribbon at the moment. My go-to ribbon. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to just pull out a page out of my book here for a minute. I threw my other one out before and I should have kept it. And you can put this here. Now you've got lots of colours in here and you're sort of looking at the colours, but I've gone with the Crush Rangy Cruise colour, and I'm going to colour this up, but if you wanted it darker you could come in with it darker. Okay, so you could bring some colours in here. I might even bring in a couple of colours yet, I'm not too sure, but this is going to pick up the colour on here. So I'm just going to do this. I love it when you get a beautiful white ribbon that you can colour and use, and this one's a bonus because it's got that beautiful gold trim, silver trim. I love the silver trim. Okay, So let's put that aside for a minute, leave that there for a minute. Now, if you're not sure, sometimes you can just, when you're putting this around, you can just use your tear tape too. This is an easy way of doing it. Okay, so you can get some tear tape and you can just pop it on your card, on your paper. Peel the back off it. And now you can work out, I'm going to sort of bring it around so you can just put that on there. It's going to hold it for you while you tie this. Okay, we're going to grab I just want this nice and small. I want this side because it's hanging off. Now you can have your bow either way and you can pull it tighter and then just pull these little strings and tighten it. So you've got that bow coming in there, which is just, you know, what if a female is going on a nice trip? So you could bring this in here. You can use dimensions on the back here, like I said, or you can just come through and use glue. And line him up. Okay, and then you can come in with that train as well on here. Now to just change it a little bit, the colour, just to change the colour a little bit, I've brought out the same colour just so that I can come in and bring this in here to blend it in more to the card. Okay, especially this ground bit down here. I want this to blend in a little bit more to the card, so I can bring that in and just colour this bit in here. And then this is going to blend in to that card more. Okay, so you can have the dimensions on the back. Has anyone picked up some nice little gold nuggets yet? Tell me in the comments. If it's your first time on, don't forget to say hello and tell me where you're from. We love to get newbies. We love to have new people come on and share from anywhere around the globe. It's great to get some inspiration from others. Okay, so this one's just sort of going to go into this section here. So it all sort of blends in. So now we've got that train, we've got some ribbon on there. You can turn the ribbon around if you want to, but I like sometimes the ribbon coming up so it's not hanging off the bottom of the card. So another great little card, quick and easy, and we're just going to put a centre in that as well. So, which is our 10 by 14. Now these are, like I said, quick and easy. I haven't put any words on these as yet. So I'm keeping these for the moment. Now the other one that I've cut out is black, and I've got this one. So let me just grab that sheet for you because they look so different when you cut them up a little bit. Just going to find it now. Now, all these papers I shared with you here, there's 4 of each in the pack. So that's awesome that you get 4 sheets of each in the pack. Okay, so this was this sheet here. So this time I've gone with this side, but next time you could go with that side. You know, you could, and it would give you a completely different picture. Okay, completely different the way it's cut out. Okay, so once again, get your bone folder, just give it a nice score down here. Okay, and then come in with this. So this time I've decided to go with a little bit bigger black border around this one. So you can work that out yourself when you're doing it, whether you want a bigger one, a smaller one. Okay, so like this. Now before I actually stick the train onto this one, I want you to look at the paper. I want to share with you what I do when I'm cutting the paper up. Because when you're actually doing it, you want to do a train first and cut it out, and then you want to place it onto your picture. And I really like this one on here. This is the one we're doing next. But place your train on so that you can sort of see where you're going to cut your paper. Okay, because sometimes you might have to cut a little strip off one side instead of having it right over here. You might want more of this hill in here, or you might want more of the tree. So have one that's already cut out, and like this one looks really great over here, but it also looks really great with just all that colour behind it. Okay, and you can colour the ground bit into the same colour as that down there. So I want you to just have a little look. So that one we've already done. But have a look at this one. Like, you know, you can have a look at this. You can sort of, looks like the trees and that are a long way away. But then again, you might want to come up here and put it up in this section here and have it looking like it's going around here, and that's in front of it. So also you need to have a look to see whether you're doing it horizontal or vertical, because that's important too. So whether your card's going horizontal or vertical, you might want to put the train right in the middle there and get rid of that road, and it looks like it's going past here, or you might want to leave that road in it and bring the train over further. So just cut this one, I'm not overly keen on that on there. This one looks awesome, but I would probably then do the train in red, like add some red autumn colours on the train as well. Whoop. This one here, I did a little bit earlier on this paper. I just love this paper, and it looks like a nighttime theme. So that's really lovely as well. So I would definitely go with this one because it's really beautiful. Now don't forget, you've got the back of all these too. So I'm going to do some of the backs tomorrow to share with you how you can actually use the backs as well. So yeah, so that's how I work out how I want mine to go, is by working out where I want to put the train. So, you know, your train can go wherever you want it to go. Now, to have it on here, I would like to sort of come in with a bit of brown on this bit here. So I'm just going to grab my blend here, and I've got the one of the brown ones. It's a 00 one, because I want it to be quite dark, and I want it to blend in the darkness the same as that. And you can leave that little bit of like white in there as well if you want to. And you can come up and colour this bit in here. Or you can cut that bit out. It just depends what you want. But you can sort of see now that that sort of blends in quite well with that. So you can put your train in alongside that as well. Now I'm going to actually raise the train up. Don't forget when you're doing your blends to make sure if you're doing them on your table that you put something underneath it, because they do come through and it is permanent. The glass mat, you can get it off the glass mat, which is fantastic, by using some hand sanitizer or some alcohol wipes. They will remove it really well. Okay, so you can now, even once you get this on here, where you want your train to come in, you can even come in and add some colour over the top of that as well. So you can bring in some extra colour in over the top of that, and down here on your paper as well, so that it just all blends quite well in together. You can change the look of your paper by just adding some blender markers on there, so you can change the look of the bottom of the train. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could come in with a little bit of colour and highlighting up into your train as well. So we've got that sort of really autumn, I'm trying to think what that would be. It reminds me of this, but the darker one, I think. I'm just going to grab the darker one. Yep, this is the darker one. And you sort of could come in and just do a little bit of a highlight through this bit too, on the train. And you don't have to do the whole lot. You can just do different areas where you want to highlight it, just to bring that train in a little bit different. Because I've got it raised up, it's not going to go through onto the card, and you can sort of come through and colour it down a little bit differently. You could bring in the whole lot of the carriage here if you wanted to. You could come in and do the carriage bit here, and a little bit around the front here as well. So you could have a little bit of fun with this if you wanted to, by bringing in some colour with it as well. You could even come in with some extra grey with this as well. So you could come in with smoky slate. So you can come in with a bit of smoky slate, and you could come in and you could come around your clouds a little bit and just pick up the colour a little bit more and add colour text through, that it looks like a bit of a painting going on here. Now don't forget I've got dimensions behind this, so it's not coming out onto the card. Okay, so you can highlight that up a little bit, and you can do the same with up here as well. You can highlight these bits a bit darker if you wanted to. Coming up onto your tray. So it just depends. I would probably do the carriage over here as well a little bit, like something in here to bring this carriage to stand out a little bit more, and a little bit on the front. Okay, so you can sort of see now that we've got a little bit of colour going through as well, and it's making the white puff out a little bit more. Okay. Oh, hello everyone. So you can see you can colour it and it sort of blends in. Look at that train going through there. And it really has blended in with the background, but it looks amazing. Okay, so we've just done the cards today. So we haven't put any words on them. We've just done the cards. Make it quick and easy. This one's adding the ribbon. You can change the colour of your ribbon to come in. And then, you know, we can do them horizontal ways as well. So look at that, how it looks like it's just going past those beautiful autumn trees, and it looks gorgeous. So I hope you all enjoyed the mix and match today with our beautiful Greatest Adventure stamp set and our beautiful Autumn Designer Series paper. So I'll be back tomorrow to share a few more with you at 2 o'clock. Yes, at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So until then, God bless you all, and I hope you have a really lovely rest of the afternoon. Bye for now.